What is worse than a horrid season with nothing going your way, like what a franchise like Chennai is experiencing currently in the Indian Premier League? Well, it's being the highest paid cricketer in the league this year and with just 150 to your name. And more ducks than that. With Chennai, though it is just as painful, they can put it down to a collective failure. Too many things not going their way in a season that has been more unpredictable from the start itself. But what can you say about what Rishabh Pant and the Lucknow franchise are experiencing this season? Lucknow, as a franchise, has had a very tumultuous few seasons. Look, it's not about the actual performance alone. Losses and defeats are part of sport. So it's not about that as much as it is about the general vibe around the franchise itself and whether that has percolated through to every aspect. This was the Lucknow franchise when Rishabh Pant was auctioned and bought at the table last year. Fist bumps, high fives and handshakes all around. The Lucknow table was ecstatic, and watching them, you'd think they'd hit the jackpot. That this is what they wanted all along. But cut to last night, and you could sense that the ownership is doing their best not to have a repeat of last year on their hands. The look of dejection and resignation was there for all to see. That, of course, was part of the owner Sanjeev Goenka's reactions to his captain getting out, because it was a rather bizarre dismissal to add to what has been yet another mixed bag of a year for Lucknow. The bat flying off his grip, almost symbolic to his hold on his team's performance. And yes, a reflection of how this year has gone for Pant personally with the bat, and for Lucknow too, with the results column. Out of control and highly unpredictable. So is this an overestimation? Because many other franchises that have had a super season in 2024 have disappointed this year, like Hyderabad. Probably not, because of various reasons. One, what Lucknow has portrayed over the years, an overbearing boss, demanding results, a clamor for wins constantly, and a culture that seems more result-oriented than believing in the process itself and letting the cricketers do what they know best. And two, of course, the curse of being the highest paid in the IPL. Many have faltered under the weight of being the most expensive buys. We've seen that all over the years. Andrew Flintoff got injured after being bought for that moment, huge back then. He was picked up by CSK, Chennai. Yuvraj Singh had an average outing despite being highest paid in 2015 when he was picked up by Delhi. Timol Mills came with massive expectations, but the pacer flattered to deceive. Rishabh Pant this year has had a very average season, going by the promise that he's always showed in the past. And the pressure is that much more when you happen to be the captain of your squad. Another reason that Pant may be feeling the heat under the collar. It has to be the buzz leading up to the IPL this year. He had a forgettable series under Australia in Tests. He and most of us may have moved on from that comment that Sunil Gavaskar made in that box after he got dismissed playing a Cavalier shot. It has been immortalized into a light-hearted advert featuring both of them. But that can't possibly take away from the fact that it has been a far from decent season. For a cricketer who fought circumstances, a near-death accident, to make a comeback to international sport, that means something. A resolve that has to take every ounce of your being and test your will. So Pant is no stranger to challenging conditions and swimming against the tide. He just needs the right environment, a support system, and more importantly, keep his wits about him at most times. Because captaincy is a different ballgame, more so when you are helming the affairs of a franchise. It isn't just about how he is performing, but how his team is doing under his leadership. Right now, not so well. And maybe there's more than just the ineptness at fault here.